Madison. I'm an IDEX fellow, which means I'm in business in Bangalore for about a year. I work at Dump, which does a home composting project. I have a side project about recycling. Oh, and to go faster. One important thing about waste that comes out of our house, we need to realize that it's not just like a big pile of things, right? It's supposed to be segregated, and where each thing goes is really important. Dry waste is really interesting because value, right? We can easily reuse it, and we can make money off it. So, although we feel like we don't have a system for dry waste, there actually is a visible system, the informal sector, to work with, because they're an amazing to dry waste recovery. What really realize is that they're incredibly effective. As the slide says, they already collect of the waste that comes out of our so aggregated together, they provide like 800 tons of trash from going. That's saving taxpayers money, right? That's saving emissions. And is that waste in this light is not just, it's also a huge social issue. Is working to collect trash. Dialogue isn't really like how do we, that's usually at the bottom of socio. But really, the question is, like, should be like, we take all this waste and recycle it for us, like, to do it a lot of times, but how can we help them? Okay, so I'm going to quick side conversation about systems, right? So we can either talk about centralized waste management systems or decentralized waste management systems. So centralized is what you see around the world, but what's really important for India is to realize that this requires a lot of government intervention, right, and oversight. And if a private company is given a contract to collect waste, that means that by default, the 1% of the population that makes their livelihoods off of this waste no longer has access to it. Actually, it's illegal for them to do this job that provides us with a great public service. So all in all, we want a decentralized system, right, for this to happen. So the business that I've been working on is called Recycle Guru. We're trying to make connections between households and businesses and waste generators and this informal sector that's doing a great job. So the three tasks that we have, first is just to connect households and collectors. So if I want to recycle all of my materials, right, not just newspapers, I want someone in my neighborhood to do it. And vice versa, if a recycler wants to expand their business, it's really hard for them to find, households or even apartment complexes that do that. The second thing is that we want to make recycling all kinds of ways viable. So if we all decide to save our pieces of paper like this, then it becomes valuable, right, for someone to resell to a larger buyer. And so when we begin to work at that level of aggregating low-value waste, it becomes valuable, it's helping livelihoods, and it's actually being recycled. And then finally, of course, we need to have legal and social protection for this huge profession that's doing a great public service. So this is the beginning of our website. It's a platform and mobile application that serves to connect households and recyclers under the condition that both sides give and take all kinds of dry waste, which is paper, plastic, metal, and glass. Okay, right, so we use an application, a mobile app So every time a collector goes to pick up dry waste from a household, he inputs that information into his phone. And that serves to make this transaction really legitimate. It serves to help us collect data about what's really going on the ground, how much is being collected, and it's going to end up being positive feedback for households to feel good about what they're doing. So this is one of our first collections in Indranagar. We started a pilot about 2 months ago. And let's see. And this is just a breakdown from what we collected in one day. So it's mostly newspaper the first time, but now we're collecting about 1/4 low-value waste, which is like, plastic covers and bits of paper. So there really is a market for this if everyone decides like this is a system, worth using. And so we still have a lot of challenges. This is definitely the beginning of a really interesting project. And I think that's all.